Hey Aries, welcome to your February 2026 reading. Thank you so much for tuning in here today. February, current energies for the sign of Aries. Enlightened. The knowledge you seek is seeking you. There are no distorted versions of reality. Your first card out here that is connecting you to the spirit of truth, the spirit of knowledge and wisdom. We have downloads at the bottom of the deck. Open your senses to receive. Activations are inbound. Let white light flow through you to open your channel further. So there's a lot of energy coming to you, flowing through you. This could come in the form of ideas, potential, visions for the future. You may want to have a journal that is specific for your dreams or your visions or these downloads, these ideas that are coming through to you. This could be bursts of inspiration, bursts of ideas and creativity. Sometimes these kind of ideas come once in a lifetime. So I would really pay attention to what's coming to you in February 2026, Aries. Current energy for February 2026. We're looking into February and what the general theme will be for Aries. Princess of Swords, that's the mind. All right, so the mind is very active here in February. You're going to come across very sharp, very intelligent, intellectual. In fact, there is some messages here saying that your mind is one of your gifts, Aries. Your mind, your intellect, your thoughts, your visions, your dreams. So guard your mind, protect it. Ask the divine to cover your aura, your mind, your intellect, protect it, so that there may not be any intrusion, psychic attacks, siphoning of energy and intellect, so that you can preserve what is yours. Princess of Swords. Protect what is yours, okay? So intellectual property as well. May it be guarded, may it be protected. May your ideas come to pass. May you not prematurely share ideas where they can be siphoned or stolen. Okay? This is a very spiritual time in the collective, and it's really important that you always pray for your protection, to guard yourself, to guard these beautiful ideas, to guard that beautiful mind of yours. Okay? Current energy for Aries. 10 of Swords. Yeah, because if not, what can happen? It could lead to the draining of your energy, but it starts with the mind. If you allow any openings of fear, anxiety, doubt, worry, that's how these sort of spiritual attacks can enter. It's almost like giving them this invitation, even though it's not even conscious. So you may want to have a prayer where you say that you are protected against all seen and unseen spiritual attacks, energy siphons, energy vampires of any sort, okay? Ward them off by any means. And it starts with prayer, and it starts with your power of belief and keeping your mind sharp and aware of any intrusions. When you feel like an energy is off, you can ward it off immediately. preserve. There's something also here about your vitality and your youthfulness, Princess of Swords. Your vitality, okay? Protecting your vitality as well. Ten of Swords are energy leaks and drains, and the potential of that if we don't constantly protect ourselves. And believe me, I'm very familiar with this, especially being in this business and being online. There are people that don't want you to succeed in life because they see your potential, because they see your worth. It looks like your gift is in the mind and your intellect and what you'd be able to share or offer the world through that space, be it in your writing, in your spoken word, in your ideas, in something innovative. Okay, you're connected to something much larger that most people aren't connected to. The downloads you receive can be life-changing. All right, so protect your energy, protect your intellect. All right, Nine of Swords. Look at all this mental energy. It's just very much solidified here of what you need to guard at all costs in the month of February, because there could be some brilliant ideas coming in that could really change your life for the better. Okay, so if you're in a circumstance right now that you feel like you wish to change, a circumstance that it's like you feel like you could do better in life, or you feel like you have more potential. Okay, there could be some idea that comes to you in February that could be life-changing, but you must protect it and guard it. You don't necessarily have to share it with the world right away or prematurely until you really integrate this idea, really come up with a plan to support it. Okay? I would be very cautious of any fears around the month of February. Work with the energy of light, work with the energy of the divine God to ward off fears, to ward off anxiety, okay? If you actually have anxiety and you need to work with a mental health practitioner, I would do that here in February as well, okay? But for others of you who have fears of your power, fears of your gifts, fears of your intellect, fears of success, you have to start working through those fears one by one, realizing that fear is just an illusion. It's an illusion. And working with the opposite energy of fear, which is trust in divine order. Let's go in and add to this reading, starting with the Princess of Swords for the sign of, I was going to say Aquarius. Well, we are in Aquarius season, but for the sign of Aries. Princess of Swords. All right, we have roadblocks. All right. This makes a lot of sense here, Aquarius. When you start stepping into your power, when you start activating or owning your gifts here, okay, because you have the Enlightened card, you have downloads, there's something potent happening within you. When you start activating these gifts or deciding for yourself that you're going to do something with them, that's when sort of the darker energies attack. That's when they're like, oh, Aries is onto something. Okay, let's send up a roadblock. Let's see if we can get Aries to backtrack. Let's see if we can get Aries to quit before they become too successful, too powerful. So roadblocks, blocked change, barriers, challenges, time to regroup, feeling paralyzed or stuck, temporary setback, okay? One step forward, two steps back. Don't fear this energy, okay? find a way. You're so witty and intellectual and sharp. You could find a way around this roadblock, or decide to take another path completely if necessary, or decide, you know what, this roadblock isn't that big. I can just walk around it. Okay, you could do something to get around a block in your life right now. Okay, you just have to see your way through and see potential. Know that it doesn't end here. Okay, when we face roadblocks, the opportunity doesn't end there. We don't just stay stuck or lenient. We have to figure out solutions. So being solution oriented would be excellent in February. All right, 10 of Swords. What is draining you? Or how can you avoid it? I'd like for you to avoid it, but that's just me. 10 of Swords, Aries. We have unchanged. So something, when you feel stuck, you feel like it's almost the end of the world. Okay, when you feel stuck or like you've hit a roadblock, you feel like this is it. And you can't give in to that kind of mentality. You have to realize that your mind holds so much power to yield a new future for yourself. When you feel stuck or like a situation has not changed, like you keep hitting roadblocks, this is when you have to start going within and doing some deeper inner work. This is when you have to work with your own personal limitations and releasing them one by one, no matter how long this process takes. When you get on board and you start doing the inner work, you become unstoppable, Aries. But for now, as limitations pop up, and yes, a lot to this world is spiritual, and especially here in the mind. So some of these limitations can also be transferred to us. They could be passed down, inherited. So you could do a powerful prayer. You got to come up with these things in your own words, or Google one that sets you free from generational curses, hexes, limited beliefs, known or unknown, seen or unseen. You have to go deep and do this kind of work. And you're going to see that the way the universal law works is like, if you give something power, if you allow something to exist within you like a limitation, it will continue to exist. It's not going to go anywhere unless we ward it off. So we have to ward off these energies and protect ourselves. Put a shield of protection around your aura, your thoughts, your dreams, so there is no interference, psychic attacks, energy vampirism, so that any negativity that other people are feeling and experiencing and sharing cannot penetrate you. It cannot land or stick with you. Okay, Aries, it's really important that we do this spiritual work and spiritual shielding. It may sound crazy. But guess what? If your life hasn't changed or budged, okay, try this. Try this for a month and see how you feel by the end of February. Let's look at 9 of Swords. A few cards here. We have spring, new moon. Oh, there's more than a few, okay? We have within a few days, something is unfolding, maybe within 7 days or so, or the 7th of the month. Or within a few days, you're going to start to feel more free. You may start to do this energetic work. All right. You have spring, which is the new moon, 1 to 3 months. We also have a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, a new moon in Aries, which is going to bring a lot of change. Okay. Uncertainty, a lot of change. White rabbit, it will bring into our lives what's truly meant to come into our lives, and it can remove things as well. Nine of Swords, don't fear uncertainty. Don't fear times that are uncertain, especially if these are times where you have this feeling or this inclination that life could be better, like you could be living up to your fullest potential and you haven't so far. Like there's more juice that you have to give to life. Embrace times of uncertainty, because this is when brilliance can occur. This is when people produce their greatest works, is in times of uncertainty, in times of not knowing the future, in times of discomfort. Sometimes we can make life-changing decisions that support the highest versions of ourselves, that support our highest and truest potential. J.K. Rowling is coming through in her story of being in the struggle, of being stuck, of being said to be on welfare, okay, to then becoming the world's first billionaire author, okay, after writing the Harry Potter series. So sometimes in our points of struggle or in points of our lives when we feel like nothing's going well for us or things couldn't get any worse, is when some of the most brilliant ideas can come to us. And we have to trust those ideas and heed those calls. Imagine if J.K. Rowling didn't heed the call to write that first Harry Potter book. She would not have come out of that place of struggle. She would not have lived up to her truest and highest potential. So heeding the call, truly showing up to your gifts, is what's going to set your path straight, is what is going to allow you to live in alignment with your truest and highest self here. Waking from the dream, there's like this white rabbit, this surprising energy that comes through at some point here in February. A spark of curiosity, it even says it here, heeding the call. An inner knowing from dark to light. So maybe your gift is being activated as well. Something that was hidden, invisible to you now comes online. It comes to light. It's activated. You are ready for something. You are ready to make some changes in your life. That's the kind of energy I see here. Let's get your fortune card. Thorns. So you're in this season of life where you are moving through the thorns. And I keep fumbling my words throughout this reading, and it's kind of feeling like there's an energy that has been trying to stop you, or there's an inner limitation that is not allowing you to fully blossom and bloom in the way that you are meant to. But that can change with the power of your mind. That can change when you decide you are not going to give your power away to previous old limitations, things that have kept you stuck, or anyone sending you this kind of energy to stop you. You have this card of weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new and positive future. So not fearing the challenges, not fearing that your current circumstances and assuming that you're always going to be in this position. If you assume that life is never going to change, that you are constantly faced with roadblocks with no solutions, then you're going to continue to have this same story repeat unless you decide to do something about it. You have to affirm in the positive. You have to rebuke old energies. You have to see yourself as unstoppable. As long as you have life in you, you can make positive, beautiful changes. You can weather the storms. You can get through the thorns one by one. You can pick them out one by one. Get to the root of the problem, and you will find some beautiful solutions there.